it's the continuation, which for me is kind of the closing of a circle. 40 years ago, when they first had the race in Steve Prefontaine Memorial memory, I wasn't able to make it, and I'm not really sure why I couldn't, but I realized very soon that I should have been here. So to be able to come back this way is so great, because we had the race, finished at the high school, in that sort of milieu where he grew up and first discovered how good he really was. And then to come back in a parade, and what I also see at the parade, it's a different group, but a very similar group of young people finding what they want to do. All the bands, all the pep people, all of these young kids finding their role and deciding what it is they really like to do. So to have that be sort of part of that whole closure for me in this after so many years is very, very rewarding. And I was telling Jay Farr, who was kind of the person who sort of arranged all this, because of an old Yale relay we have made at the Hood to Coast every year. Last year I said to him, I should come back, and so here I am. It's just so good to be here. And I told him, I've had sort of a secondary or tertiary role in parades, but I've never been a Grand Marshal.
That's nice. So finally
I get to be a Grand Marshal.
There's so much of Steve the legend. What is there that you would like people to remember about Steve?
Well, the Steve personal person, and you see, I got to be with him so much because we lived together as well as trained together and traveled together. I got to see him and be with him when the switch was turned off. And so I got to be part of his private side. And the private side was a very gentle, caring, contemplative, engaged person. And so, there's always that public. We always have our public and private sides. Sometimes people in public are the same way in private, but Steve wasn't that way.
Is there anything people can do in his memory to honor his memory, aside from parades and the run and so forth?
Well, I think it's carrying on that attitude that when you see something that you feel isn't quite right, that once you get to a certain level of recognition and then influence and have a certain leverage that isn't really a political leverage or a financial leverage, but it's an image and credibility leverage, that you can use that in very productive ways. And that's what he was really trying to do, I know, because I was there working with him trying to do it.